Defensive fans out there, have your arguments, but we'll get our first look here at Ty Simpson in the heat of this quarterback competition with Jalen Milroe. I think a lot of fans, as well as
quarterback's not live today, so no tackling. We just saw Milroe sacked by Malachi Moore a few moments ago. Off the screen and a decent pickup. As Kobe Prentice called more than 30 passes.
You fans saw a lot of last year, so a couple weapons on the outside for Simpson.
And some new weapons we'll be talking about today. After a gain of 6 off the right side.
Be mistake-free, get the ball into your hands, pick up completions, manage the game.
3rd down and 4. Simpson with time across the middle. And incomplete. Jam Miller, the intended receiver. Justin Jefferson batted that one down.
Places with the ball, with your eyes, that's what these quarterbacks are going to be judged on.
Burnett punts it up, a wobbler. Kool-Aid McKinstry takes off. And stopped after a minimal gain. We have experienced some technical difficulties today. We apologize for those currently working through.
Wide receiver to the top of your screen if you're watching here. The JUCO transfer, #1 junior college player in the entire country.
Milroe's going to heave one deep. And incomplete. Isaiah Bond deep down the field. We've heard a lot about him. Jermaine to see today. Sounds like we've been hanging out with Nick Saban with that commentary, and that's exactly what we've heard. Low toss across the middle, incomplete to Corey Brooks, the intended receiver.
And drifts a lot more when that wind's coming from behind you. So a couple passes early already affecting that from Milroe.
And the sack as the pocket collapsed. Jahad Campbell got there. The TFL. Consistent themes today. You've got 2 new coordinators. Obviously a new starting quarterback replacing Bryce Young. And a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball with 26 players coming in.
Put it in his own terms, translate it in his head, but it was apparent in talking to Nick Saban, he wanted a QB developer, not just a play caller. And Tommy Rees is a good play caller. A little completion out there to the left.
Miles Kitselman the grab.
And help these quarterbacks grow, which is exactly why he's here.
Justice Haynes in at running back. The talented freshman barrels ahead. And a short pickup. First time we've seen 22. Jake Pope
with Nick Saban. It's not the words he says. It's his body language and facial expressions. When we asked him about Justice Haynes, there was a little bit of a smile. And he said he's good. And kind of paused. And that was all I needed to know. That's.
He paused after saying he's good, and I just kind of looked at you and I looked at Coach. It's like, do I say something now? Is he going to say more? And that was it. I think that really spoke volumes just in 2 words.
Yeah, and that little smirk. You just knew. He didn't want to say too much. He doesn't want to pump up these pack this fall that you're getting your first look at today.
So funny. It's so different now in 2023 compared to what it was just 5 years ago. McKinstry straight ahead. Off the punt. And a timeout as we step aside in Tuscaloosa. Still scoreless.
I think they are really impressed with this receiver group. They said we got 8 or 9 guys that can play almost anywhere in the country. So I almost got the feeling that we might see more 4, even some 5 wide receiver sets as Tommy kind of starts to put his own unique.
Totally understand that this afternoon. But coming from Notre Dame where it was tight end heavy, probably not the case here in Tuscaloosa as a tight end and C.J. Dippre makes the reception.
And this is exactly what Tommy Rees wants to see out of Jalen Milroe.
Williams stays on the field at running back. First down. Milroe off the screen to Isaiah Bond to the edge. And Bond, full head of steam, close to the line to gain and shoved out by Caleb Downs. First time we've seen.
Also a speedster. He'll be their deep threat along with Malik Benson this year. But again, just the more we were around this coaching staff and Tommy Rees, the more I felt like they feel really good about the development of a lot of these young receivers.
Time for Milroe. He'll step up for a moment, dump it off. Williams has it. And a great catch reaching behind. Malachi Moore, the tackle after a nice game. Behind the offense. Milroe across the middle. Grab is made. Danny Lewis. So you like what you've seen out of Milroe on this drive? Going
not be a part of their offense as they get 2 tight ends there. Feel really good about that group, but
Milroe.
This is what makes him special.
Get cable-free live TV with no hidden fees or long-term contract.
He has a different gear if needed, and that time it's a touchdown. Well, you and I are calling this game from the field, so we saw kind of the sea part, and Milroe just took off, and there was no chance of stopping him.
Yeah, little backside zone read, another pressure, second-level pressure off the backside, and that is a great read by Milroe because that's not his normal read key. It's usually the defensive end there, reads the secondary guy coming off the edge, pulls it, and
the Crimson Tide. 7-0, just like that. Jalen Milroe strikes.
There, as Kevin said, look, when I showed up, sometimes we used to have a strong side call that we'd marry with a weak side call. And now we marry a completely different call backside because of what offenses are doing with their spacing. He said, so it's not a new scheme. Recruited as a dual threat quarterback and showed the wheels there. And even though they're playing a little light on quarterbacks, they got a different colored jersey today. I feel like that was a game rep there. I think he would have broke that run whether it was full go when they were tackling the quarterback or not.
Well, you talk about him as a dual threat signal caller. Number 2 in the country, according to ESPN, in that department. Mari knife 7, second down and 3. Jam Miller, the running back. And for the first time today, Ty Simpson leading his team to plus territory. But that leaping catch right at the line to gain was not black again.
And I tell you what, we are about 5.
Burton wants to make his presence known at some point. Look his way. How about that on cue? Burton open and Simpson missed him.
Oh. I tell you what I love about that. Again, we are
Simpson again out of the shotgun. Long toss. It'll be caught. They'll get some of that penalty yardage back. And along the far side, it'll bring up second down and long.
Boy, and Ty Simpson.
We'll talk. And Ty Simpson back on the field to start our second quarter. 7-0 white team. The tight end, another catch. Kitzelman across the middle. Bryce Young is going number 1, right?
I don't think there's any way he's not.
He's going to Carolina.
100%. He's been the best player in the country 2 years in a row. Him or Will Anderson, I say, and that's a...
Justice Haynes back in at running back. Right up the gut, he'll bounce it out. And Haynes stopped short of the goal line. A gain of 3. It'll bring up second down.
Guys could jump into the first round. If not, they'll be off the board really quick in the second round.
Straight ahead, crossing the goal line for the touchdown. It is Justice Haynes. Well, he's got the low center of gravity. Jordan, elite level talent, vision. Dad, of course, a running back at Georgia back in the day. Justice Haynes. Crimson Tide fans, you're going to see a lot of 22 in the end zone the next couple of seasons.
He just looks like an Alabama back, and there's not a better way to describe it. When you're down there, it does not look like a true freshman. He's built big arms, like you said, low center of gravity, 5'11", 205. If he is 205, he looks more like 215, 220 to me, but the physical brand of football you're used to seeing at Alabama, and that's one thing that they want to get back to. Right? There were a lot more.
5-yard drive, just 7 plays. Ty Simpson with the handoff to the freshman running back. Manuel Henderson bring back the pseudo kickoff, 24 in white. Oh, the touchdown by Haynes from inside the 5. We saw Milroe go from 35 yards out on the keeper. Holstein's going to heave one deep. Pass will be caught. Ja'Cory Brooks. And the big gainer. Brooks, the junior from Miami, 39 receptions a year ago, 8 touchdowns, almost 700 yards for number 7. Oh, now in plus territory, gain of 35. Holstein just handled the snap, and will be brought down deep in the backfield by Malachi. Odell Williams, nice move, getting tackled and brought down close to the original line of scrimmage.
And speaking of Malachi Moore, I think we mentioned Caleb Downs as well, a true freshman that's been turning heads, can play on the back end, can play star as well. So that secondary not completely sorted out outside of Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold on the outside. Safety evolution and who ends up taking snaps in the fall is going
to step up. We've heard a ton about Caleb Downs Perhaps he could play multiple spots. Into the end zone for the touchback. Tied at 7, 11:21 to go here in our first half in Tuscaloosa. 15 to 20 miles an hour. Jem Miller, the running back, on first down. From the 20 after the touchback, and Miller try to bounce it outside. He does. Getting tackled short of the 30. Nice gain on first down on the ground.
Find himself a starting role in the fall on Saturdays, but an incredible talent that they're really excited about.
Open receiver, Jones Bell. Caillou with a nice move and a good gain. Conference. Miller still the running back. And a deep ball. Floated up there for a minute, incomplete. We'll bring up second down with time winding down here in our second quarter. J.C. Latham yesterday as well. He's got plenty of experience now. Junior, grew up in Mississippi, moved to Wisconsin. He did seem to indicate there's kind of a new energy with that group, and they feel like they have something to prove. All the cliches apply.
Behind them, there's talent, right? But there's an unknown at quarterback, so this offense, this identity really needs to start up front. I think that's one of the reasons the intensity has been there, and they've had such a good spring camp so far.
We will catch up with Coach Saban at halftime today. We look forward to that conversation. Miller, the running back, and instead the toss. Pick up the first down. Jem Miller, nice move. Seems to be the trend now in college football, and certainly here in Tuscaloosa. If you're a talented freshman, you want to get ahead of the curve. You're going to enroll early. Mid-year, available for spring. You get the 15 sessions under your belt. Went through the progressions. That time, pass is caught by Jaden Hale. Jalen Hale will pick up the first down, the freshman out of Longview, Texas. Even to go now in the first half. Crimson team on the move against the white. The inside give straight ahead on first and goal. And the dump off, there it is, his second score this time through the air. Justice Haynes. All right, so we can catch the football too, Jordan.
Tell you what, Nick Saban's not going to be able to downplay Justice Hayes when I talked to him at halftime, because 2 touchdowns already. Great job by Lundgren going through his reads there, coming back to the angle route by Haynes there. It is the 2-on-2s-ish, so
PAT, perfect so far today. That'll continue. 14-7 our new score. The Crimson out in front for the first time. And Reichert sent a sidewinder deep into the end zone. All right, what do you want to see here into the half based off of what's happened so far?
Well, again, I expect
touchdown toss to Justice Haynes. Well, in the running back, here's Milroe. And probing that left side. Hard running. Kept the legs churning. Will pick up a couple. Like this coming fall. Second down and 5. Milroe with a pass rush from the angle. They're going to whistle him dead. I believe back there was Malachi Moore.
Again.
How many times have we called his?
A tick longer. Of course, down here, didn't see a replay, so I'm not sure if someone missed a block or what happened, but Malachi definitely causing fits in the backfield.
Milroe causing fits. The quarterback scramble. Pocket broke down. He escaped on third down and 11. That'll bring up fourth down today. The special teams have been choreographed to a certain extent. Reichert, place-kicking duties, burn up the punter. And Isaiah Bond with a nice catch. Win. 4:08 to go here in our second quarter. And Simpson going back to last year. Take you back to live action. Jermaine Burton's going to throw it on the reverse. We talked about fireworks. We saw a little bit of those there in the past. Second down and 10. Miller stays on the field. Simpson to Burton this time. Got 1 foot in. That's all you need in college, just short of the first down. Milroe with a stronger arm. Simpson is back to the other side of the field and incomplete. Came in and out of the midst. Nyblack, his first drop.
Woo! So at this level.
Desrick's jarred it loose. 4 to go now in the second quarter after a quick possession by Ty Simpson.
I mean, you could literally say those are one play. Away
Legitimately.
from winning each of those games. Pick a play late against Tennessee. Jahmyr Gibbs maybe catches the ball in the backfield on an angle route. He might score or set up a shorter.
Best Buy Total Tech, a membership that brings you peace of
field goal.
McClellan, the running back. Time for Milroe. The dump off. McClellan has it, and Jace will try to scoot ahead for the first down. He'll get there to move the chains. Full tempo. Less than 3 to go in the half. Deep ball. Brooks. The cover
is more dangerous than putting it right on the money out in front of a receiver.
You give your guy a chance,
no
right?
doubt.
Milroe again. Deep ball. A little tiptoe, and it was caught. Kendrick Law.
I'm throwing out some crazy, comparisons, right? I'm not saying he is Debo, but he looks like a running back, looks like a linebacker, knows how to use his body really well in tight coverage, and a great adjustment on the sideline there.
Between him and Ty Simpson?
No doubt. When he's on rhythm and he lets it go, it's pretty.
Speaking of, gave his guy a chance. It was Isaiah Bond. And the coverage by Malachi Moore. Milroe out of Katy, Texas. Tompkins High School. Backside pressure. And he was tagged for the sack. From the right hash, Reichert on the way. Into the teeth of the wind. It's going to knock it down and well short. I mean, it was amazing. As soon as he came on the field, it felt like the breeze picked up by about 20 miles an hour.
His development, see his growth, see how he manages the game here in a 2-minute situation.
As a former quarterback in the conference, you certainly understand the meaningfulness of any rep that you can get. Deep ball over the shoulder. It was Jaron Hamilton incomplete.
Really good accurate throw and almost a big play there from Ty.
I think that's great commentary, examining how you throw the deep ball into the wind or with the wind. Simpson off the pump fake. And across the middle, Jermaine Burton for a first down. Lasso down quickly. To go in the half. Into the flat, Justice Haynes with a pass. Big yardage and escapes out of bounds. That'll stop the clock for a moment. Over at Westview High School. Cleaning up pocket on 1st and 10. Burton in the end zone, had to wait for it. Did he get a foot in? No.
Boy, I absolutely love the play call. It had Jermaine Burton on what we call a nasty split, which means he's only about 5 yards from the left tackle, which means the corner has to play outside leverage. He faked
Jar the football loose right as he came down. 2nd and 10. Simpson will survey and be chased around. Extending the play to the edge. Still alive, and finally, how about that move? Whoa! I think somebody lost some cleats on the far side.
Take off on you. He's got some wiggle. He's got some burst, too.
1st and 10, a $1:04 to go in the half. Quick toss, tight end, and incomplete.
Elude and escape the pocket to hit you deep downfield in a creative way. I feel like Ty...
That pass defended with an intercepted. Oh, an incredible play near the goal line. Earl Little. A diving grab from our angle. The other side of the field looked like SportsCenter top 10 material.
And Earl Little on the white defense, which is kind of the twos today. But Kevin Steele said, look, if this was a Saturday in the fall, he's going to be in the mix in the ones. So he is a guy, a 4-star, unanimous 4-star that...
Well, in the running back, time for Milroe off the back foot, and that'll be intercepted. Christian Story keeps the play alive towards the end zone. Did he get there? We'll stop him just short of the initial signal. Well, Story has an interesting story himself. His dad, of course, a high school coach. He has waited for his time. He's battled injuries. Former quarterback. Now 1st down from the 1. Inside give. See if humanity stopped just short. Comes to mind recently. Mark Ingram. Back now to live action. And Simpson will keep it and lose a couple. Time for Simpson. Aim for that front pylon and incomplete. Chip shot on the way. He will split the pipes. Oh, 17-7. Kendrick Law on the return. Connected on the other side of the field. Time for Milroe, Jordan. And the pass spatted down at the line. Trying to spot the back out of the backfield. Tim Smith, he got a bid on it.
I mean, some good, some bad, I think, from both guys, but this isn't a statistical performance that they're really grading. They want to see decision-making, some accuracy.
And from the 23, Milroe will try to survey. Deep ball. It is reeled in, a foot in bounds, and that is a catch. Kendrick Law. Oh, so Law showing the athleticism, another acrobatic grab.
That second big connection from those two, and that one, you can't throw a better ball if you're Jalen Milroe. That's a cover two beater.
Stay inbounds for that moment and keep possession. Ball didn't move an inch. Lewis in the flats, and Danny Lewis dancing out. Plus territory near the 45. 1 second to go.
Crazy can't happen. Yeah, oh, they're going to launch it.
Milroe does exactly that. Heart of the end zone, and intercepted. Caleb Downs. Big play, number one. Out to you with what we saw maybe with Ty Simpson doing some things.
Yeah, I thought Ty Simpson had a great first half. Now, again, it's not all equal, right? He's going against a lot of the number 2s and 3s on defense, but
I get it. Simpson, the quarterback, Miller, the running back on first down, and Simpson all afternoon to look around. To the edge. Get a couple yards out of that.
The appropriate time.
Move it back to the original line of scrimmage, just underway in our third quarter. Simpson will keep it. He'll show you the Jets again, and I'm going to say surprise wheels. The countdown to next season already well underway. Less than 130 days out before college football returns officially. Last spring game of the year here in Tuscaloosa, and incomplete. Along the far side, trying to spot Preston. It was Shaz.
Watch this, but you're not going to see anything that's really going to do you much for the fall. They're keeping everything close to the chest. Limited playbook today for both the offense and defense, but again,
the second half after the quick possession by Ty Simpson. Straight ahead, McClellan. Preston Marshall met him first.
So again, want to go back to what I said. The turnovers are there, and the mistakes and the mental cues are there as well. He wants you to be clean. Oh, and again, thrown into coverage there with Kool-Aid McKinstry, waiting for that one. Probably should have been another interception.
Reps?
It's hard, right? I mean, it was probably easier for me because I wasn't as dynamic as Milroe is with his legs and with his arm, you know?
So the potential's there to make all kinds of plays.
No doubt.
You're going to try to utilize that as a player because you want to come back deep to receive. I know you were on the far side talking with Coach or getting ready to, but you saw the pick by Downs at the end of the half, and we mentioned it at the time. His first big play.
He's not saying he's Reggie White or that he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but he just said, there's certain guys that just right away it clicks. Right away, they're a veteran. They're a leader. They can play at that level. That was kind of how we talked about Caleb next year. Who knows? But he's gonna have a special career.
Someone on Twitter certainly will remind you, regardless of what he does. Jermaine Burton should have caught it. He knows it.
Jordan Rogers said he was going to be Reggie White. No, I did not.
I'll text you that in the middle of the season.
Exactly.
Well, Simpson had Burton, and Burton.
Look, he shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be on the field right now. He should be a senior in high school, and already he feels like a senior at times in college.
Well, Simpson will try to race to the edge. Blackshire in pursuit.
It is steak dinner or it's Franken beans.
First time we've mentioned that.
There's a lot on the line here for these players. You're either going to be hungry and looking at Uber Eats later, or you're going to have a nice full belly of medium rare steak. Kool-Aid McKinstry, and they were talking a little trash, and I said, well, why don't you put something on the line? So they put a pair of Nike Dunks on the line.
Love it. Williams
putting that NIL.
Holstein at a quarterback. Second time we've seen Eli on the field in the spring contest. And traffic picked off, and that was intercepted. Carryon Arnold got there. don't know that they're the priority when it comes to the NFL draft in 2023, but you need them. You got to have them at some point. And Jim Miller. I mean, Battle is a guy playing that defensive backfield for the Crimson Tide over the years. Big plays. I want to say 6, maybe 7 career interceptions.
They run extremely well. Something Malachi Moore has done really well today. We just saw him playing high safety, but we've seen him blitzing off the edge, playing low in the box a ton today.
Maybe 7. In fact, it was 6 for Jordan Battle. Prentice was able to get a fingertip on it, couldn't bring it down. Lonergan incomplete. He's back.
Relaxed release, and that one little off, but he's had some good throws today.
Play action on 2nd and 10. Going to heave one deep. A little post corner, some contact. Pass interference coming. Jaron Hamilton, the intended receiver. Well, it was Des Ricks, who's had a good day today. He is
yet to be seen, but they have a lot of talent on the outside.
Well, I heard a lot of the same conversations you did. Off the pump fake. Pass will fall complete. Did he catch it? Probably is the question to start fall camp.
Yeah, and in talking to Nick Saban yesterday about that, I thought it was interesting. He said, look, under Bill O'Brien, an NFL offensive coordinator, we ran a very QB-centric offense. Well, you could, because Bryce mentally was that far ahead. He could handle it'll look a little different because I think they feel better about the pieces around the quarterback.
3rd down and 4, pocket collapsing, Lonergan in zone, and it should have been picked off. It was Des Ricks again. Just right, the field goal attempt. 39-yarder just inside the 30. And he connects. 4:13 remaining here in our 3rd quarter. And a field goal added. Crimson team's lead. 20 to Nick Saban helping lead that charge with his players once again this offseason. Daniel Henderson will take back the kick. 20-7 our score. About 4:10 and counting remaining here in our 3rd quarter.
In the fall, and for his ability to stretch the field, the speed that he has.
On display now, the crosser was available. Instead, Isaiah Bond grabs it. And a nice gain and a good toss by Milroe on 1st down.
Great decision there. Even though he ran a 10-4-4, I think it was, which is top 10 all-time in Kansas, so he was in kind of an option offense in high school, though, only 28 receptions as a senior, so just didn't get eyes. And then, like me, I didn't get any offers out of high school either. Went to junior college, ball.
And a great upside, number 11 in white. Malik Benson. Milroe wants it all. He'll go deep and out of bounds. Benson on the far side. And that pass intended for Ja'Cory Brooks.
Press coverage now at the bottom of your screen against Malik Benson as the handoff goes to Williams for the 1st down. But
dude, you could be a play-by-play guy with these calls.
You know, I think it every now and then.
Jordan Rogers turnkey solution on the Odell Williams, the running back. You put an end to that rather quickly. Here's time, and Milroe again towards the end zone. And was it caught? Milroe, yes, the touchdown. So Emmanuel Henderson, a catch last year. How about a touchdown here on 8A?
Wow. Great separation on the outside. Working on Malachi Moore there. Caleb Downs at safety. Boy, and Henderson can fly. One of those young guys that can really go. And that's part of the frustration with Jalen Milroe, I think, because he makes throws like that routinely.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, that is unbelievable. What a big-time throw. You see in a few of them today. It's just the consistency.
20-14, the PAT Goods in big-time matchup with Texas making the return trip after what we saw last year in Austin, right? So you want to have all your ducks in a row, especially at quarterback by the time the Longhorns come calling.
Quinn's going to be a much improved quarterback, so Texas is going to come to town, and Alabama better have this quarterback situation ironed out because they're going to bring it.
So Milroe's touchdown pass, that concluded a 70-yard 5-play drive. Henderson on the scoring end of the last grab, Justice Haynes.
We need an SEC red zone channel. I'd volunteer myself to handle that, you know, if the opportunity arises. There's going to be so many good games every Saturday as this conference expands, continues to get...
On a Saturday morning, SEC red zone for late morning into the early afternoon, and then do SEC Prime later that day, calling the game.
Yeah, I grew up a California boy, so I remember watching those guys, been in both those stadiums as a kid, watching, but college football is changing on a lot of fronts. The NIL front, the transfer portal, the conference real position, and who will take over is a question mark. Think about the run Alabama has had. You went Jalen Hurts to Tua Tagovailoa to Mac Jones to Bryce Young. You got the highest paid player in NFL history. You got 2 first-round draft picks that are NFL starters, and now next week probably the #1 overall pick. I mean, that is a unbelievable run of quarterbacks in camp.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 with Haynes, the running back. He'll fake it his direction to the freshman down the field, and incomplete. Now Burton was the intended receiver. He got popped by Pope. What have you seen today between the two quarterbacks that gives you hope that the stat and the graphic that you just saw has a chance to continue this fall?
Well, I think for 2 different reasons, right? Take Jalen Milroe. I mean, he is so talented. Get it done for Alabama. I think it's who limits the mistakes the most and who really develops over summer into fall camp the most as well.
McClellan straight ahead. Holstein back in at quarterback. 20-14 our score. That was Tim Smith with the stop. So let me ask you this, as a former quarterback in this conference.
And I was just thinking that I was always saying, a lot of fans are probably sitting there going, well, you don't really have practice. Like, how do you get that much better? You have months to do nothing but work on timing and communication with your wide receivers.
So you're throwing every day you can with those guys.
Every day. And really, as a quarterback, when that trust is there for you, so it's not going to be structured practice, but there will be 7-on-7, player-led stuff all summer. You can make a big jump. And really, that's the time that it's on you. Coaches aren't there to do that.
20-14, Crimson with the lead over the Whites. Holstein going to be tripped up and brought down. First time we've seen a quarterback hit the turf today. By the way, this sounds like this will be the last.
Oh, well, I take pride in it, but I don't know what to do about the dogs in the grass.
Right.
Anybody out there on Twitter, hit me up.
They'll hit you up. Incomplete. Isaiah Bond, right as he made the cut, had it right between. He has played like a grown man throughout spring ball, according to what we've heard this past week. Bond corral the fair catch, redeem himself somewhat after the last drop.
Are going to be the main ones going forward. There's a couple of vets that will definitely be out there and a couple new names that I think can make a splash as well.
Dylan Lonergan back on the field, a quarterback. Inside give, and wrapped up quick was Jam Miller. By the way, that satisfies your contract requirements, right? 2 hits this Saturday, including spring ball around the SEC. Lonergan fires that one in the turf under duress. 10 minutes to go. It'll bring up. Now he'll be upstairs for the season, right?
Maybe.
We don't know.
Said it was kind of Coach Saban's call. Obviously, I think that'll depend on the quarterback development and where he feels he can best coach, right? I mean, the biggest reason Tommy Rees was so attractive to Nick Saban was, yes, he jumped back up to the booth. So that'll be determined a lot closer to the season. But fun to see him on the sideline coaching it up.
Well, the Tommy Rees story is certainly amazing. Now 30 years of age, moving from the play caller in South Bend to now the play coordinators in the SEC this year. Think about Austin Armstrong down in Florida, 28 years of age. Milroe back on the field, a touch for Jonathan Bennett off left tackle.
That has to do with just football, especially at the college level, is changing so rapidly. And really the tempo, you saw Gus Malzahn kind of revolutionize high school football, and the tempo.
White team on the move, 1st down and 10, trailing by 6. Milroe, the quarterback. By a little time, flush, and now we'll take off.
Spring? Oh, yeah, we were getting smacked. We needed it, though. I mean, we were a bad football team. We need a little attitude adjustment. We need a little toughness, and he knew that, and so he said, hey, we're going live. We're playing.
From the 35. And Milroe was hit. Scraped by Robinson.
All can do.
Downs will settle in underneath this punt. Fair catch in traffic. Good live rep there. We'll keep it here with 5:51. Back will flank him to the left and Justice Haynes. Haynes a couple of touchdowns today, one through the air, one on the ground, and Simpson's going to float one, looking for Burton. In stride, and he's got it. Jermaine Burton dragged down at the 3.
Absolutely perfectly thrown ball. Again, we've mentioned it. The wind is behind Ty Simpson right now, so he takes a little air off this, but perfectly leads Jermaine Burton, who had a step or two on the DB there. That is great to see if you're an Alabama fan.
That was the play Jordan Rogers was waiting on. Here goes Justice Haynes. He'll be stopped short.
Effortless throw from Ty Simpson right on the money.
And Haynes. And he will push his way across the goal line for the touchdown. Third score of the day for the freshman running back. Firmly in the grasp of the Crimson team.
That might be the player of the game as well. True freshman running back Justice Haynes. Tell you what, I love his short yardage. There's so many more bodies. The windows in those running lanes are so much smaller.
Justice Haynes. Throwing kickoff. Rush left side of the end zone. They say that drifted out of bounds before. So one more chance after Simpson hit Burton in stride for that long gain. The hesitation, and Williams couldn't bring it in at a reach behind him. Championship.
Oh, they'll be good.
They're going to be good again. Kirby Smart, mentored by Nick Saban. They've got questions at quarterback. Carson Beck, Rock Vandergriff. Pass intended for Kendrick Law. And the Dogs try to go for the three-peat.
Basketball is back. Watch the action live on a variety of networks.
Benson tried to keep that one alive. Couldn't do it. Go back and look at the final ranking.
Tennessee, they're not getting overlooked by any stretch of the imagination, but great throw there by Milton, right on the money to Isaiah Bond.
Like he can throw it through a brick wall.
You know what he said? We met with him, and I asked him that. First question was like, hey, how far can you throw it? And he goes, the easy answer is 80. And I'm like, whoa, easy? And then he goes, but I've thrown it further than that in games and practice. Like, I've hit 95. Like, casually said 95, and I said, excuse me.
Back. 2nd and 10, less than 3 to go. Into the flats. Nye Black will bring it in.
Tell you what, I've been really impressed with Lonergan.
Okay.
Like, I mean, look, he's got guys out there that probably aren't going to play a ton. There's some accurate throws today. It's a two-man quarterback competition, but I tell you what, he's looked good.
3rd down and 8, he was bumped. That'll whistle the play dead. Kendrick Blackshire. A bit more active in this second half.
Showcase how much talent you have.
Upton Belafonte back on the field. 52-yard effort. Wind at his back, and that will miss wide right and perhaps a skosh short. Those guys also have to show up. Here's time for Milroe. He'll zing it complete. Tight end has it. Reasonable gain by Danny Lewis, his second catch. For the Tide, as Milroe. Again, it's Lewis. Enough for a first down on plenty of weapons. Either Ty Simpson's, Jalen Milroe's disposal. Corey Brooks on the crosser.
Offense looks like, and again, you come here and you run the offense that's in place and you kind of put your fingerprints on it, winning where you can. I will say one thing that does stand out, the tight ends have been split out a little bit more.
Another season in which you replace a starting quarterback who won a Heisman Trophy, both play callers. 3rd and long, pass incomplete, looking for Tiff Reed.
Yeah, Coach said, 2-point stance right now. Good route runner.
4th and 16. Milroe on the move and incomplete. Henderson, the intended receiver, Downs in coverage. That was coming right.
Alabama's got a little golf tourney.
Never bad to play that game. Reno, the running back. Simpson back on the field. He was thinking about going deep. Now buy a little time on the move. And incomplete. Marino, the intended receiver, coming out of the backfield. Pushed through late last night. Simpson check it down. Route's been available. Angle route. Out in the flats, Justice Haynes. Active this. Third down coming up. Crimson team out in front and with possession. Simpson will float it off the carom, incomplete. Last few minutes.
Good
Wind
little
at the
breeze
back.
at his back
Right.
here.
He'll drive this one a little deeper, and Belafonte from way downtown. A 49-yarder is good for number 98. Already has unfolded these last 14 practice sessions before today. Those that pay close attention to college football, even in the off-season, would
Ton. At receiver as well. I mean, they are deep. There's a lot of talent. That'll get sorted out, I think, from a quarterback perspective. Great little hole shot there again by Jalen Milroe. From a quarterback perspective, Simpson, I thought his decision-making was very good. Hung in the pocket, worked through his progressions. He was accurate with his throws. That is a heck of a throw there again.
How about back-to-back grabs by Malik Benson? We've been waiting on that.
100%. Look,
On the move, trailing 30-14. Milroe stays in there. Valuable live reps. Benson make it 3 for 3. Stopped at the 10. No spark here for number 11 in white.
to see him get a few touches, right? You saw the ball skills on the sideline. He's a great route runner as well.
4 for 4. Fade. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
The Malik Benson drive on A-Day.
A little bit of hand fighting there. I won't call it a push-off because